Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the channel with Antigonus Game. We are back with Metaphor Refantazio. In the last video, we completed the dungeon. We exposed Lady Joanna's scheme to feed the children to the beast that reminded her of her own dead child, and we exposed how the despair that she sank into due to the murder of her child caused her to turn into into a murderous psycho. However, due to the efforts of Heisme and us defeating the monster, she is willing to confess. But Nurist informed us that a rock slide blocked the road down to the port city of Brylehaven, where we're going. So we've just got 11 days to hang out here and in Grand Trad and do quests. Barden is now available as a companion. And we've got at least one more hunt going on. So let's see here. Let's see, who can we talk? So we could stroll. So, let's see. What?
Sorry. Thank you.
So it looks like I need to talk to Hulkenberg on the runner. So I might just go out on the runner actually, and do the quest first, and then when we come back we can do some of these.
Time for the old girl to shine.
Then we can do some of the just building bonds and stuff. So route map. So we've only got one mission available, and it's in this the Man-Eater's Grotto.
I think we have a favor to do there.
This is where the rockworm with the bounty lives. It sounded like the locals are in dire straits. Seems this cave is not only contains ore, but jewels as well.
To see.
Hulkenberg, play, do not forget our primary objective is the bounty. Ensure that you remain focused on the task at hand. Now that I think about it, we didn't ask the informant and the Martira about this place. We still got well help that info. We should get there by midday. Can we make it back by tonight? Of course. Let's think it over. I always get the info. It's just useful.
All right then.
So let's see here.
Let's go. What do you want to know?
So, the vermin of the Man-Eater's Grotto.
Oh, I bear good tidings.
Southeast of this town is the Man-Eater's Grotto. Many go there, yet strangely few ever come back, which is how the place got its name. Deep within that place dwells the Alpha Rockworm Valmo. Now, apparently that's the leader of the Valmo Pact, and rumor has it there's several of them there. Even if you slay one, they'll call for another immediately, so if you want to make an end to it, you have to defeat them all at the same time. Apparently they're weak to ice. They may be sturdy, but they're vulnerable to the cold. Other than that, there's also other critters like bugs and flower monsters. Careful with those, since they'll try to paralyze you. You know about the village on the road to the cave? They sell equipment there that prevents paralysis. Well, prepare yourself when you go. That's all I'm saying. Buy some nice more information when you come back, eh? So I don't have anything more for him.
All right then.
So now I'm gonna go back to the runner and we're gonna head out.
Are we departing? Now then.
How far do I run here then? So we're gonna go down to the
Man-Eater's
Grotto, which is to the southeast of the town.
There is much to see.
On the very edge of this region.
It's your...
So they literally just said the same thing I read earlier before I decided to go back and get the data, so and there's our engine.
They head to a cave said to consume all who enter. Does the dark, narrow path lead only to the innards of a monstrous insect? Perhaps.
Can you hear me?
Nearest's voice is echoing out from the runner phone. If you're hunting for things to do, hop on over to the lounge. I've fixed the plant culture chamber so you can grow seeds if you've got them. Thanks to Neris, you can now use the plant culture chamber in the lounge. Use it to plant any seeds you have. Thanks to the magic of the igniting, your crops will be ready for harvest the very next day. I hear a voice. I mustn't allow things to remain as they are. Hulkenberg. She's probably outside, maybe. Yeah, she's not in the... Going through the plains, and Hulkenberg's on the, the deck outside, so we'll talk to her. What ought we do today? Whatever the specifics, it would be prudent to use our time improving our chances of building our strength. I apologize, but I must ask that we save training for another time. Right now, there's something I'd like to ponder alone. I'll say if you need advice, I'm here.
If so...
Could you spare me a moment, then? Just about Rodan, the High Knight Commander. My family found prominence through means beyond the wealth we lacked. Scholarship, mostly, with some having developed a taste for politics. I was the outlier. My single-minded pursuit of martial arts put me in quite the outside in their sphere, and considering my temperament, they had no idea what to do with me. My family offered me no meaning worth pursuing, so I volunteered for the Guard when I was still quite young. I thought that in the military I could blaze my own trail on strength alone, but well, such ideals were meaningless to House Hulkenberg. Before I had the chance to prove my abilities, they had already made arrangements to assign me to the Knights, ensuring I would not disgrace the family name. But I was fortunate enough to meet Rodanth in the course of my training as a new recruit. He was born into a storied rogue household, but his house dissolved and he joined the military after its decline. Why. We were alike in that way, seeking to rise by our own individual efforts regardless of familial backgrounds. So I'll say, what changed him? What changed him?
The truth is...
After our training concluded, Rodanth was openly being considered for an appointment to the Prince's Royal Guard. However, instead, it was I, still tender in years, who was ultimately selected. Our guy's a little surprised. Rodanth lacked for nothing as a knight. He and I were equals in all things, save that my family had put the right words in the right ears. He was denied appointment to the Royal Guard. Instead, he was sent to the front lines alongside the common footmen of the state army. I'm sure he was frustrated. He made a name for himself and returned to the order. But to see him rise to the rank of commander in such a short period of time, I'll say, do you respect that? When you say you respect him?
No.
Rodan's curt behavior does not befit a knight commander, and it hardly but bears saying that we cannot allow such abuse of power. Even if I am partly responsible for his attachment to power, nay, indeed, it would be all the more reason to intervene. Hulkenberg's got like an angry face on her. Expression there, but I cannot help but wonder whether it's even my place to judge him. Even as I sought to carve my own path, my knighthood only came at my family's behest, and after failing to protect my charge, I left the capital as a wanderer. All these lofty words, the weight that they bear from one such as I, a knight errant and eroded, failed in her solemn duty, I'll say that's not who you are.
No.
That's not who you are, Hulkenberg. Yet even now, I stay my course. What of my past self? What of she who wandered? Once upon a time, I thought myself righteous. I respected order and brought many a criminal to justice and saw many a punishment meted out. Yet looking back, I know it was a matter of convenience, a way to disguise the weakling I was. My knightly standing, replacement for the family I had forsaken. Of course, in my time as a knight, I failed to protect the prince and abandoned my post to seek him out with no more honor than a thief at night. I fled my family and I fled my knighthood. Rodanth, he sees this in me. Clarion clear. Who am I to claim any chivalry over him? Let's see. You would run again?
So then...
You would repeat the past and run? No, I was simply afraid to face him, and afraid of facing who I once was, and I'll say, you don't have to be.
It'll be fine.
You don't need it. And he pulls out the practice sword.
You know...
'Tis the way of a broken sword, I suppose. Brute force will avail it nothing, eh? But still.
I see.
Why, yes, that sword. Perhaps I'd lost sight of something very important indeed. But you've always been there to remind me. I'm truly indebted to you, Will. Know that you have my sincerest thanks. Hulkenberg seems like she's realized something. I sense further deepening of our bond. Rank 5.
It is finally time. to
Knight
settle
Federation.
this.
Significantly reduced Magla cost of studying Knight
Sorry.
mages. If I may, I'd like some time alone with my thoughts. When I've found my answers, let us speak here again.
The party at last arrives in the village of Comero, a small farming settlement southeast of Martira. Blessed by the mild climate, its ranches produce fine fare, and to take in its idyllic landscapes is to be at peace, as time itself seems to stop. It gained a reputation for its rare and wondrous goods, brought there by merchants in their longing to return. As though welcomed by the grazing animals, the Gauntlet Runner stops gently.
Giving it some thought?
There's something here. Want to make a quick detour before we continue on? I'll say let's keep going. We already went to that town. That was the one with the Nurus artifact.
Man-Eater's Grotto. How many weary travelers, traveling merchants, and treasure hunters have fallen prey to it? Behind its innocuous-looking entrance, untold monsters lie in wait, impatient for their next meal. The Gauntlet Runner comes to a stop, the entrance beckoning its visitors invitingly. What lies in its depths? Treasure or death?
All right.
Alright, this is the Vamos nest. At first glance, it looks like your average cave. Most of the miners have run off, seems. Guess it's all on us from here.
Understood?
Mining for ore and gemstones is the town's principal industry, if nothing else. We have to clear the monsters out so that people can maintain their livelihood. Yes, and the town's taverns and shops depend on the miners' patronage as well. To leave the situation alone would be to see the town's economy slow to a halt.
Finish it, quick!
Okay, we'll wreck these worms then. No, you know what? We'll eradicate them. They're little larvae, too. What has gotten into him? Is he not a tad overexcited for this task? I think the mention of the Vamo sends his mind back to that dinner table. Come on, let's press on. Just a second, I said. Alright. I'm feeling it. Is there something
So,
here?
hey,
It was only for a moment, but I thought I sensed one of the relics Nurus was looking for. Maybe make sure you don't miss any treasure chests. Okay, so Nurus's relics are just in some of these dungeons. We're exploring this area today, right? Everything ready? I'll say let's go in. Alright. So we open up the door, the wooden doors that take us into any dungeon. And it's just like a cave. Muddy ground, rock walls.
Hey!
Your death will be swift.
quick, everyone!
Now accept your fate. One man.
By this power! Win!
That's the last of them! The way's clear!
So the boss should be at the bottom of the dungeon.
Our foes are not vanquished. Be on your guard.
Oh, dang it, I should have gone and talked more. Okay.
Well done, Captain. To battle. Formidable indeed.
I won't hold back! Scour! Let's finish this! No holding back!
Going!
Let's wrap this up!
Always come through!
Right there!
They yet cling
You
to life.
Woo, not too shabby. Let's keep this up, everyone.
So those are sandworms. Stronger
Looks like we're safe
versions
for
of the
now.
sandworm. Alright, we got a miner here.
Hey!
My fellow travelers, are you prepared to deal with the paralysis? Gang flows unleash a dangerous number of pollen attacks. Before you get hit and lose all feeling in your body, I'd recommend you burn the thighs with fire. They're not so fond of that. Or burn them with fire. Burn the guys with fire. Okay, yeah.
We got get the feeling
Let's push
we
through!
could something if we tried.
So, I was not a giant fan of this dungeon, personally. I find it to be really irritating. You're jumping down all these like cliffs, these like ledges into like slightly lower areas. It's not
Everything's pretty standard.
really a dungeon I'm fond of. And most of the artifacts you can find for Nurus are not that hard to find. That's the reason they made this one really annoying to find. At least that's what I recall.
right. Let's settle this quick.
Everyone go!
Time to end this, whoever brings a heights.
Win!
That's the last of them. The way's clear. Looks like we're safe for now.
Oh, actually, I may have found it earlier than I thought.
I bet there's treasure around here.
So it seems like I actually just got lost when I was
found
looking
something.
for it last time. Screwed up mineral, common ore. There's an inexplicable screw in it. I found a strangely straight pebble. There's a mysterious light shining
Okay,
from
so-
inside. You know what? This could be the relic Nearest was talking about. Show it to Nearest anyway. As Gallican said, the stone may be some kind of relic. I'll take it back and show it to Nearest.
Let's push through.
If it's useful, I'll say grab it.
Nice.
We're so lucky. Everything's pretty standard.
Our tooth friend. Haha, you there. Are you making sure to fight the higher rank enemies?
What?
It's the talking tooth again. Any more good advice, Toothy? If you fight higher rank enemies, you'll get lots of experience as a reward, and you'll get super buff. But weak enemies ain't worth trouble. You'll barely get any experience, and you'll stay wimpy and wobbly. The weaker your opponent is, the less experience you get. Bullying the weak just shows how weak you are. If you want to get tough, you'll have to bite down and take on strong, high-rank monsters. If you don't, you'll be the rank one, Smelly. I'll have more top secret tooth truths if we meet again, like brush your teeth before you go to bed. Ha ha ha! I think that's pretty funny.
That might be of use later.
I think we may have reached. Okay, so we've
all
now
clear.
gone down to a lower level. We see more powerful enemies down here. Some of those red magnet crystals.
Hey, great job.
Hail!
Yeah.
Yikes. I think we're in a little over.
Team, we've won the day.
Damn, they're on. Very impressive.
This is bad. They're onto us.
Who did that soldier here? Have you come to take on the Valmo? Then you best turn right around. I'm warning you for your own good. I tried challenging them with my comrades, but weapons didn't do much, and no matter how much we crushed, they just called more over. And apparently there are entire affinities that just have no effect. Wonder what type of magic would work.
Watch out. Come on. Keep it easy.
Let's take them all out.
It's our chance.
Oh, power of kings.
Yes.
Let's go. Win. Last one. I shall vanquish evil. Hack and slash.
With blade in hand! Burn!
That's the last of them. The way's clear.
A halfway decent result. Excellent. I've grown more powerful.
Some enemies are still around. Careful now.
I love Heisme. The voice they gave him was amazing, considering he's like the, fuzzy.
Yeah.
animal mascot character, and instead he's got like the deep, awesome, experienced kind of veteran night guy voice instead. That took a lot of people. That took a lot of people by surprise when the game came out.
We've put some distance between us. Perhaps we're safe.
All right, we've got plateau here,
Watch out!
and we've got a door to a boss room. I'm gonna go to Academia though because I can actually finish Moore's quest here. So why not do that? A new archetype, have you? I expected nothing less. Please do not hesitate to inform me when you wish to study it. So I'm gonna talk to Moore here.
True to form.
I take it you finished studying the gunner for me. I could stand to learn from such insatiable spirit of inquiry.
Incredible.
Quest clear. I studied the gunner archetype, completing my assignment for more. I got imagination.
Now then.
For it. And we leveled up on imagination, which is good.
Imagination
Is one of the virtues a ruler must possess. If true sovereignty is thy aspiration, furnish thyself with creativity to bring the ideal world of thy thoughts to fruition.
Why, that's...
A conqueror needs precious kindling with which a follower's passions may be inflamed. Well, he's pretty good, isn't he? So he is. Thanks to him, my thoughts are finally in order. While researching, I looked into where this place might surely be. But I suspect we might also consider why it was that the king imprisoned me here in the first place. More likely it was because my archetype research was nearing a truth the king would prefer remain buried. I say, what truth? What do you mean by a truth?
All right.
Archetypes were forbidden by Sanctism to begin with. It is a mighty power, after all. I'm sure they saw it as a threat, and rightfully so, especially if wielded freely by the people. Even now, research on it is forbidden. Presumably, the king reasoned that if he locked me up here, I could contribute no more. And so I continued my research day after day with no results to show for it, stuck in this place, continuing in on circles just as he designed. I speak of it nonchalantly now, but in truth, those days were some of the hardest I've ever known. How could a man endure such failure and solitude and remain sane?
But
However, through my fantasy novel, I find connection to you who shares my dearest ideals. I doubt the king could have expected such a twist as this. The wheels of fate have only slowly begun to
it's
turn.
conceivable.
Only when my research on archetypes, on transformation magic is complete and immaculate, only then might I escape the king's curse and leave this place. And I'll say, I'll help you.
Right.
And I'll help you.
Oh,
The longer I dwell in this lonely place, the more your words of support touch my heart.
regards.
I will count on you as before, as a comrade in vision and ambition. I can feel Moore's deep gratitude and trust. The scholar in search of utopia, Moore, within him dwells the virtue of the seeker.
No.
Through thy shared bond, a new heroic embodiment, slumbering within thee, has come
A
to
new
blossom.
power.
Bear this power, foster this connection, and by their strength fulfill thy destiny. Rank up, rank 3.
You are the
Seeker
key to
archetype,
escape.
adept, the magic seeker. Magic Seeker archetype unlocked. You can now study the Magic Seeker in Academia. Try seeing what new powers await you.
Now then.
This foreign thing. This is a foreign thing, joy, that coursed in me. But you need power to oppose more hardship. Study the heroic embodiment of the merchant. The growth of the heroic embodiment will refine your virtues in turn. I hope this task will prove meaningful to you.
This one's important.
So I need to get the merchant to rank 15. It's a rank 4 quest. I'll get more imagination points.
I have
and some
faith in
heroes
you.
search for more. I believe in you, and I trust that you'll fulfill your promise to me.
I've been waiting.
What now?
All right. So we're gonna head back. Oh wait, I'm gonna actually
What now?
have my character study
I
this
see.
new archetype.
Fascinating. This right here. All right.
I'm counting on you.
Of course.
So we get the Magic Seeker, just the upgraded version of the Seeker. Doesn't look that different. It's got a little more of a blue cloak behind it, You know, the armor's a little sleeker around our guy. A worthy heart whose tempers anxiety and strength into strength greater still. If thou art ready to see the world with new eyes, I shall bestow upon thee our soul, the soul of the
Really?
seeker. So this is the power of the magic seeker's soul. I shall continue to use this sword and do magic to its fullest. The seeker's journey isn't over.
New skills, new possibilities.
Oh. You'll
Go back
come
to
again.
reality.
What now?
Give her ice. We're gonna head on in. Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm sending things up in head. Are you prepared for a fight? I'll say let's go. We're in.
What?
It's the usual boss room. It's just like a rectangular. It's just like a square-shaped enclosed room in the depths of the dungeon. And then it's got a sandy floor, and we got 2 of these big sandworms that come out at once. Ah, they were waiting underfoot. Let us finish them now before we really run in for it. We best devise a plan of attack. They look quite sturdy to me. Well, then it's a good thing we don't leave this to the miners and their
Get ready.
pickaxes. Time for careful inspection. Look alive, everyone. So there's 2 of them, and I have to defeat both of them in the same...
Some darker arts.
the same turn... set of turns. So, like, I don't have to kill both of them with the same attack.
Win!
But we have... But I can't...
Hack and slash.
I can't, kill one and then... Because if I kill one, they'll summon more.
For all that we strive for! Oh, shards of ice!
Hulkenberg got them right in their weak spot.
Power of kings.
Magic
So I weaken... There's 2 of them on the... I weaken the one on the left.
Are you prepared?
Oh, holy light!
Captain, it's slowed down.
Freeze!
Now accept your fate. Formidable indeed.
Captain,
Come
it's
forth,
slowed
Royal
down.
Sword! Win! I missed!
Don't get sloppy, Captain.
No. What Swordmaster? The power of light!
Hulkenberg's
Let
moving
justice
slower.
prevail!
Hulkenberg got them right in their weak spot.
Rancor. Commendable bearing.
This is nothing.
Stroll,
Magic
take
Seeker.
back your defenses.
Scout! Last one! I call upon royal power within! Tougher than I thought.
Captain,
With
we've
blade
got
in
your
hand.
defenses down.
Good. Tis done.
So we took them out. We took it down. Now we just need to reopen. They're just giant sandworms. Not as big as the sandworm human that we fought, where we had to go literally into its body, but they were big. You know, just worms that had big tongue things coming out. Wait, this is the alpha rockworm eye? A rockworm Valmo indeed. Outside of the part you now hold, its whole body is tough enough to repel even blades. The Valmo we ate in Martira must have undergone quite the preparation.
Hey,
Could you not remind me of that, please? Valmo cuisine, utterly foul even to imagine, and you've all really had the pleasure. Correct, with one slight amendment. The only finding any pleasure had was...
Now then.
Well, we haven't accomplished our mission. Shall we head straight back? I'll say let's return to the entrance. So I can explore more, but I don't really want to. Because I did both the missions here already, and I was able to talk to more as well. It's gonna be night soon. I'm gonna say let's return to
Okay,
town.
then.
Let's go. Go back to the
Right?
city, have a nice dinner. So we're gonna teleport back. So our characters are eating in the tavern.
Now then.
The Valmo is no more, thanks to us. All that's left now is to report the recruitment center. It would be a first-rate source of a protein if not for its aggression. Nevertheless, the locals should be pleased that we put an end to it. Can we please just fight one monster that she won't try to eat? Well, let's go give our report to the bounty when we have the time.
The deadline is...
It'll be a few days until the road to Brylehaven's restored. Why don't we make ourselves useful and see if anybody needs our help until then? Fine idea, Heisme says. Doing some good deeds are sure to earn us more support. Of course, we could also help ourselves by further developing our archetypes. Oh, I just accidentally missed what Neurus had to say. Unfortunate.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
All right then.
Alright, first we'll report the
Thank you.
bounty.
Take a look.
Oh, that's the Alpha Rockworm Eye, is it? So the Alpha Rockworm Valmo of Manor Grotto's no more. You've done well for someone so young. Not a lot of folks are capable of taking something like that down. Thanks to you, the miners can get back to work. Here's your reward.
We did it.
20,000. Plus some courage.
All right.
Well done. Rank 631. I'd like to ask you to take on more contracts. Come back and see me again. Well, they don't have anything right now.
Thank you. You really helped me out.
We can talk to Stroll. We can talk to the... I think we should be able to talk to the dude with the suit. Hey, you really don't know about the dagger thief? God, I wonder. The man seems to know something else, so I'll say consider it a kingly investment. With my overflowing imagination, I pitched some appealing ways one might benefit from having a future king is in their debt. You, the future king, that's quite a goal. You're either a bad swindler or you suffer from delusions of grandeur. But strangely enough, color me intrigued. Perhaps it wouldn't hurt to humor you a bit. Yes, I should like to hear more. And you want your item back, but I have a condition. You'll need to do something for me first.
Have you ever heard of Malvino's ring? Rumors say it's a cursed treasure that kills anyone who wears it. I happen to know of a certain noble who wants it, and I'd love for him to owe me a favor.
So you want us to get it for you?
Then by all means, do it yourself.
The way you talk almost feels like you've been in on this from the beginning.
Good one. We just happen to be in the same boat, so...
All in the same boat, huh?
Well, the choice is yours. If I recall correctly, you're a candidate in the tournament for the throne, aren't you?
So you know us then?
Information is a powerful weapon, you see. Considering what I know about you, I'm offering you a good deal here. Mark my words, once your dagger's sold off, it will be incredibly difficult to track down. But leave it to me, and I'll get it back before that. Of course, I'm no miracle worker, and the clock's ticking.
What should we do?
Fine. We'll hear you out. For now. The ring you mentioned, where's it located?
At a grave not too far from here. A day's trip in your runner, I'd wait. Word is there's monsters knocking about out there. Hence my request to the lad with the sword at his side. It's not all bad, though.
I do recall hearing something about soldiers who died in the Annex War.
I assure you, it's well worth the trip.
I'm having a...
Your fairy friend doesn't seem to like me very much. What say you, though?
So I can say I don't have the time. If there's treasure involved, sure, I'll say what to do. So I'll just say I don't have the time.
I don't have that kind of free time.
Isn't it important to you? You're sure you don't want to? Call me Cuculus. The ring should be in the abandoned tomb. I'll thank you properly when you return with it.
This one's
A
important.
dagger, a ring, and a rake. I need to find the Malvino's ring Cuculus mentioned in the abandoned tomb. The information at the tavern in Thoroughfare Square in Martira should have more details. This dungeon is south and it requires a camp to get there. Even in your Gauntlet Runner, it's a night's travel from Martira, a bit far, but commensurate with your...
This place. Here's where we are now. Let's see. Oh, and here's where we are now.
I think I'm actually gonna do...
Let's...
I'll be waiting.
But why?
All right then.
I'm gonna talk to Stroll here. Hey, what are you up to? I want to how fidgety one gets when told to wait, isn't it? Say, you haven't got some time right now. About what we discussed that last time. I know I must head to my village to seek clues about my inheritance, but I freeze before I can take the first step, so I'll say, let's go.
Oh, right.
Well, you're sure that I suppose now's as good a time as any. My home, the village of Halia, is on the outskirts of Grand Trad, and as we'll need the runner, please extend my apologies to the rest. With the runner, we could make it there and back before dusk, though I can't help but feel guilt at a request for such a personal matter. With Stroll leading the way, we arrived at the last of his childhood home, the village of Halia. It's like a ruined town. We got all these ruined buildings run along like a cobblestone street. So, you know, his town wasn't like a large city. It was just like a small provincial capital. Traveling here by Gauntlet Runner, you'd think... Yet, as I fled for my life, the nearest settlement felt leagues away. I could recall wanting to lie down and give up on several occasions. Probably hard to tell you now, but this was once the village's main road, full of people crossing every which way. You used to be able to see the mountains cresting in the horizon above the rooftops. It was beautiful. I wish you could have been it. I wish you could have seen it like that. Oh, I can say what happened is tragic. I know I'll see it someday, or I'll see it in my mind. I'll say what happened is tragic.
Is that right?
What happened was truly tragic. Yeah. It's been 7 years since that day. I feel like forever ago, and yet only the blink of an eye at the same time. Afterward, I was shuffled between various relatives, and nothing more than another mouth to feed, fitting, I suppose, of the burden I'd become. I went to the site of our manor, but all I found was rubble. A few walls were sort of standing, but it was a sorry sight compared to how I see it in my mind. Except I've discovered a letter.
Take this.
There was a corner of my father's study that seemed to have been designed to withstand a fire. I found a box there with a letter inside, and I recognized the writing as my father's. He pulls out like a red little, like, piece of paper. I'm afraid I must ask a favor. Oh, it's an envelope. I have no doubt this is his will, and I know how it must read it, but I'm going to go over there and do that, just that alone. But would you mind waiting nearby? I'll say. It's okay to be nervous.
Yeah.
I'm here for you if you need me. Thank you. It's reassuring to have you by my side. I waited nearby while Stroll read the will. Stroll comes back. Well, it's a good thing we found this. Seems I do indeed have an inheritance. The will said the family's treasure was dispatched to the royal capital. So I'll say the royal capital.
What?
Made it all the way to the royal. Yes, but doesn't give a specific location. The letter's unfinished. I mean, how could it be? No one expected a murderous, rampaging human, so I'll say try to stay calm. not to let anger win.
Sorry.
Sorry, whenever I think back to that day. My father names me the sole heir of his estate. He even addressed the letter to my beloved son, Leon. I feel only shame at such endearments.
Oh, definitely.
Whatever they want me to be, a noble of prominence, or I'll be whatever they... If I can make the people speak the name of House Halatius with reverence, once it lives at the tip of everyone's tongue. Maybe then I'll be able to embrace the words, my beloved son. I never imagined the day would come that I'd come to terms with these feelings. I owe you so much more and more. I sense Stroll's deep in trust and his determination to confront his destiny. Level 5, Warrior Veneration. Significantly reduces the magla of studying warrior lineage jobs, and while when reserved, the amount of experience Stroll gains increases. First things first. I'm sure he'd entrusted the inheritance to someone in the capital, but I have no idea who it might be. I say no leads. Well, it is a big city, and I'll say, tell me about your father.
Say,
What was your father like?
That's...
He was a big man, so much so that standing next to my mother made her look teeny, but despite his size, he solved his problems with his head. And he never treated people as lesser than him. In fact, he used to handpick the fish he would bring back to the household as gifts. Grandchad was able to source fresh fish from Brylehaven, but in Halia, they were a rare feast. Hey, maybe I'm onto something. He spoke highly of the fish market, so he must have gone to the same one every time. Perhaps they'd remember him. That may be our best lead. I'm afraid I shall once more take advantage of your generosity. When we return to Grand Trad, will you help me walk in my father's footsteps? It could still turn out fruitless, so I'll need all the help I can get.
this one's important.
Let's start. A noble's legacy. Stroll asked me to help track down his inheritance. He recalled his father requested the fishmonger in your Grand Cathedral in Grand Trad. I should start there. Increase his tolerance.
All right.
But first, I have one more thing I'd like to look into. I think we're at a good stopping point for today besides.
Let's head back.
Thank you, Will. Let's head back to the Gauntlet Runner. Back to the Martira tab. I hear a voice. How's that request of mine coming along, Oh, we can talk to Neurus. Let's talk to him. So we can talk to Neurus, all the other ones that are available at night. For whatever reason, we can't talk to them yet. So we'll talk to Neurus. I'll talk to him. So he's in the engine room.
Hello.
Why, what's that look on your face? Boredom, got nothing to do. Say, how about search going in regards to the lost relics, I mean? Oh, we found a strange piece of junk that gives me a feeling of relic. You intrigue me strangely, old girl. Let me take a look, would you? I'll say okay. I handed Neurus the junk we picked up during our travels. Well, would you look at this? It certainly doesn't appear to be a natural object. Oh, this one's a bit of a trick. You've got to follow the right steps to open it. Wait, so there's something inside? Just a little tug here, and there we are. It's opened up. And he's got some kind of he's got like a red diamond-shaped kind of thing. Take a look, a lost relic. I can't believe it turned out to be a proper piece of treasure.
What?
You mean it's real? We sort of just stumbled across it. I wonder if the mechanism's the same as the old codgers.
Oh!
Aha.
Eureka!
My greatest invention yet, a work of genius made manifest. Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
One of Neurus's coveted relics was found. Neurus was most grateful, and upon laying eyes upon it, he thanked me for inspiring me with the idea for an invention.
Even so.
I've got to say, finding these one after another was something else. I'd half wondered if it was all an elaborate prank, but the old geezer was really onto something. I'd say, did you doubt him?
What?
Did you doubt his journal?
Yeah.
The old geezer certainly liked to mess about with anyone he could, make my childhood a frightful ordeal.
Goodness.
I'll never forget, the night of my birthday, he brought me a book, called it his gift, a downright horrifying tome titled Lamentation of the Underworld or some such. He'd taken the liberty of reading it aloud, and then when suddenly the lights went out in the dark, he threw on a monster costume and started chasing me around. The damn old goat. He It's his fault that bright-eyed young Nearest grew up to be such a delicate and sensitive wallflower. I mean, just look at me. I don't see it.
Rather.
Anyhow, this is just one part of a greater whole. The more intricate bits here, I'll bet my feathers that's made to interlock with the partner piece. So if we collect them all, it'll form something? Likely so, that's what the old codger said anyway, though I haven't an idea what it makes. And if he was right, it supported an ancient civilization, one piece of superlative device that generates an immense and limitless power. Wait, limitless? How's that possible? Not even igniters can do this, can they?
Yeah.
That, my girl, is something we can only find out once we've seen the finished product, eh? So please help me find the rest. I'll say I'm definitely motivated. Right. Definitely motivated now with our product. That's the spirit. I'm counting on you. Something tells me we'll have to gather up the whole lot for this.
Whoa.
I admit, it looks just like junk to me. Huh, I've been a connoisseur of junk since I was a sprout, I'll have you know.
Hey.
Oh, I was an adorable, well-behaved boy from a prominent family, but one day the old codger, who wasn't quite so old then, beckoned me over with his finger of fate. Curiosity got the better of me, and I saw he was holding a fossil, caked in mud, alongside other bibbits and bobbits I couldn't begin to fathom. Next thing I know, I'm sneaking out of the house to dig for fossils in the cliffside with the old gaffer. Naturally, my parents discovered this and had me grounded, but I wouldn't let that deter me, and one day I dug through the dirt. I picked up something that was clearly not a fossil at all. I read every technical book under the sun, but whatever this was eluded me.
However...
Although I did find a technical manual on the gauntlet runners in my mad academic sprint, got a bit invested, and suddenly I was an engineer. I'll say it was fate. It must have been fate. Perhaps so, old thing. Everything I did seemed to start there. It's how I came to be the man I am today. To chase the unknown, to escape tedium, that's just the course my mind tends to chart.
Thank you.
The decision to travel with you lot, collecting relics, that too was the result of letting the heart do as it pleases. I can feel Nearest's overflowing love for relics, as well as his hearty faith in me.
We're in this journey together, what?
Bombardier. At the start of battle, the Gauntlet Runner deck, enemies will take damage, and then I get a discount for studying gunner jobs. Yes, the next relic. I found the clue in the old man's journal. I've written it down in my notebook. Should be somewhere around here. Give it a gander if you would. Right then. I'll be sure. It's all ship-shape and ready to go. I'm counting on you to search for another relic for me. I'm waiting, lad.
This one's important.
So this one is 3.5 star, 3.5 difficulty. I need to find Nearest's coveted relics. I don't know where they are, but I should look for the clues in the notebook he keeps on the pillar in the engine room to help me with my search.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
That reminds me.
Rumor has it there's still monsters wandering through the Grand Cathedral's mausoleum. So even with Zoba's defeat, the traces of his magic yet remain. There haven't been any reports of them making their way outside yet, but it's still dangerous. I hope no one wanders in there by accident.
All right, then. What now?
I think that's all it's gonna be altered today. Sorry for a short video, but I'm pretty tired, and we've still got like a number of days to get through. In the next video, we'll do both the return to the cathedral and the mausoleum, and we'll do the quest for the ring, and that'll probably take up a good hour, and then we'll just build royal virtues and hang out with our various supporters for the rest of the time until the 11 days are up. So thank you so much for joining us. I know this one was a little short. We'll have a longer one in the next video, I promise. So we hope you'll keep on the lookout for that. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and we'll be back very soon. Have a great day.